In a world that feels so full of anxiety and uncertainty, where do you even begin to look for genuine, unshakable peace? It's a question we all ask. Well, today, we're going to go searching for an answer in a pretty ancient place, Psalm 16. We'll be using a really fascinating analysis by an author named John Kitchen as our guide. So let's dive in and see what he found. And right out of the gate, Kitchen says something pretty powerful. He says that through the words of this psalm, he's being gifted a calm confidence that just isn't natural to him. I mean, wow, that's a bold promise, isn't it? It kind of makes you think there must be something really profound waiting for us inside these verses. So what is it? What's the secret? Well, believe it or not, the psalm itself gives us our first clue right there in the title. It's called a miktam. And figuring out what that means, well, that's the first step on our little journey of discovery. Okay, so this term miktam, it's really fascinating. Nobody's 100% sure what it means, but scholars think it could mean something like golden truth or, and this is my favorite, hidden treasure. And that completely frames how we should look at this, right? We're not just reading an old poem, we're basically on a treasure hunt. So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If there's a hidden treasure in this psalm, how in the world do we find it? Well, it turns out the author actually left us a map. Now, this isn't a map drawn on old parchment with ink. No, this map is way cooler. It's actually woven into the structure of the writing itself. It's a special kind of literary device, and it's designed to do one thing: guide us straight to the most important point of the whole psalm. This clever structure is called a chiasm. It gets its name from the Greek letter chi, which, you guessed it, looks like an X. And here's how it works. Ideas are arranged in a mirrored pattern, like ABC and then back out CBA. The outer parts mirror each other, and the whole point is to funnel your attention, to draw you inward, right to the very center. That's where the treasure is buried. So check this out. Here is the actual structure of Psalm 16 laid out like that X-shaped map. You can see how it's designed just like a funnel. It starts on the outside with a plea for life, then moves into consecration, and then this idea of separating from falsehood. And you'll notice each of those outer layers has a matching partner on the other side, all pointing, you guessed it, right to the center. All right, so let's start our journey to the center. To really see how this map works, let's look at one of the mirrored pairs. It presents a really stark choice that kind of sets the stage for what we're about to find at the very heart of the psalm. So right there in the structure, the map lays out two very, very different paths you can take on this journey. So on one path, you have the choice to run after another god. In the result, the psalmist is pretty blunt. Your sorrows will multiply. But then there's the other path, blessing the Lord for his counsel. And the result of that, your own heart instructs you. I mean, the contrast couldn't be clearer, right? It really raises the stakes for what's waiting for us at the very center of this thing. Okay, and just like that, we've arrived. We have followed the X on the map, right to the very center, to verses 5 and 6. This is it. This is where the hidden treasure, that golden truth, is finally revealed. The entire structure of the psalm has been pointing us to this very moment. These central verses hold the key to that calm confidence that John Kitchen was talking about. So, what is it? What's the great discovery? Okay, the first part of the treasure is this. The psalmist says, "The Lord is my chosen portion." Now, back in ancient Israel, your portion was your inheritance, your piece of the family land, the thing that gave you security. But the game changer here is that the inheritance isn't land. And he adds, "and my cup." A cup, in this context, basically meant your destiny, your lot in life, the whole deal. So think about what he's saying. God isn't just his inheritance. God is his entire destiny. And when this realization hits him, it leads to this just breathtaking conclusion. Indeed, I have a beautiful inheritance. The search is over. The treasure has been found. And this is the absolute heart of the discovery. This is the secret, the ultimate treasure. That beautiful inheritance isn't something God gives you. It's not wealth or health or even just peace of mind. The treasure is God himself. He is the portion. He is the cup. He is the prize. Realizing that, that changes everything, doesn't it? Once you truly get that God himself is your greatest treasure, it's not just a comforting thought. It actually unlocks what the rest of the psalm calls the path of life. Yeah, the psalm wraps up with this amazing summary statement. This path of life is the direct result. It's what happens when you find your inheritance in God. But what does that path actually look like? Well, the final verse breaks it down into three incredible things. First, this path includes his presence, a place you can dwell. And in that presence, you get a fullness of joy. And we're not talking about temporary happiness, but a deep, real, satisfying joy. And finally, you get pleasures forevermore. And that right there brings us full circle. That calm confidence John Kitchen was talking about at the very beginning, this is where it comes from. It comes from knowing this one foundational truth. If your greatest treasure is God Himself, then you have a treasure that can never, ever be lost. Circumstances can't touch it, loss can't threaten it, and not even death can take it away. It's completely, eternally secure. So we're left with this one final, really profound question to think about. The secret of Psalm 16 is really an invitation to a radical shift in how we see everything. It asks us, what if life's greatest prize isn't a thing you can have, but a person you can know?